Chers amis, bienvenue dans notre émission spéciale de Mozaik, une émission internationale parce que invité Kounia Lishita dans l'autre pays en Afrique et dans le pays de Nigeria. C'est un acteur très connu, très populaire, qui marche très très fort dans le pays de Nigeria. Et c'était lui-même qui a gagné le Father of the Year dans la célébration que Anna Pierre organise chaque année. Et M. a rentré de Nigeria pour remettre le nouveau papa qui sera choisi le 20 juin et ici dans Miramar Cultural Center. So, je voudrais parler un petit peu avec monsieur pour que nous comprenions qui est lié et nous remercier pour la participation. Et so, on commence. I told everybody about you, the good and the bad, you have to understand that Mozaik is basically two good-looking guys getting together and talking about things. And that's what we are, you and me.
Yeah.
We're going to be discussing you because you are, from what I read on Wikipedia, you're one of the top artists, actors, performers out of Nigeria. So we are honored to have you on our little TV station called ITTV.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate the compliment.
Now, right now you are you, what city are you in right now? Are you in Nigeria or where are you?
Yes, at the moment I'm in Nigeria. I'm in a city called Lagos, Nigeria.
And you are working on a movie?
I just finished a movie in Eastern Nigeria 2 days ago. So I'm back in Lagos, but I'm jumping on a new project tomorrow.
So I've seen, they said that you have been in more than 100 movies. Is that correct?
Well, the way it stands, I think I've been in more than 300.
Wow. You're going to break a record because you look like you're 19 years old. You got a long way to go.
I'm in my 30s. I'm in my mid-30s.
So I've achieved a lot in my life, I believe, professionally. But the greatest thing I've ever done is raise my children, because I think that someone said this to me one day and I thought about it and I said, it really is true. What is more important than raising children? How do you feel about that?
For me, I think it's the one responsibility that I have that is very important for the future. You know, not my assets, not my work, but this creation that was given to me by God is the pathway for the future. So whatever I impute in this person would also take a toll on the next generation. So I'm always very cautious of what I see around him, how I act, and how I interact with my son. You know, because a lot of things happen in our lives, and you can only relate them to things that you are taught by your parents. You know, like when you're faced with situations and you take a particular action and you're wondering why you took that action, and you sit back to remember that you took this action because you are groomed in that particular way by your parents. You know, so I don't take parenting for granted. And the only difference, because I'm Nigerian, I mean, in Nigeria here in Africa, the parents are a little bit very strict with children. You know, it's not like in the Western world. They are very strict to our kids. They believe in the spare the rod and spoil the child. So sometimes you have to put the child to knowledge. But my own approach to my son is different. You know, I believe in conversations, like having conversations, trying to make him understand when he's wrong, and I praise him when he's right. You know, basically.
I've raised 5 children, and very rarely was it necessary for what they call corporal punishment. You need to sometimes early when they are out of control to make a sense that you will go there if you have to. And once they understand that, once they get a taste of that a little bit, and they know that you will go there when they cross the line, then I think it's much more easier to control the situation. And right now I have my youngest ones, I have a 5-year-old and a 10-year-old. And my 10-year-old, I can't even remember the last time it was necessary. because he knew that maybe when he was 6 or 7, when he got a little taste on his behind of what it can mean when he doesn't listen. That's all it took, and I don't think it ever takes more than I think that it's the last resort,
Yeah,
but you cannot raise a child without having be ready to go there because it's
you have to
tough
be.
love, you know. It's tough love. It's hurt. You love your child. It hurts you more when you spank them than when you than you're hurting yourself. You know, you're in more pain than they are, but you have to do it.
Yeah, I have this belief. I don't want my kids to respect me or to act out of fear, but to act out of understanding.
Right.
You know, I was only pushed to hit my son once, and I regretted it, but it was necessary.
Right.
I've noticed that after I did it, he's never done anything related to that situation anymore.
Right, because he knows you're gonna go there if you have to.
Yeah. So now what I try to do is I try to eliminate any form of fear. I don't want him respecting or acting in any way out of fear. So don't do this because you're scared I'm going to hit you. So if I'm not going to hit you tomorrow, you go do it. But you need to understand why you're not supposed to do that thing. So you act out of understanding. So now I have my son where we talk about virtually everything. He comes to me and he's like, Dad, do you think I should do this? He's just 5. He's going to be 6 on the 20th, the day of the event, the 20th of June. It's my son's birthday. Wow. So now he comes to talk to me about it. What do you think about this? Should I do this? And I explain to him, and we thank God that he's very understanding and very intelligent and very willing to learn.
That's wonderful. Now, let's talk about the relationship between Haiti and Nigeria. I happen to be African too, by the way, because I was born in Casablanca, Morocco, which is North Africa.
Oh, wow.
My origin is Italian.
You're African.
I tell all the Black people in Miami and the Haitians, I'm more African than you are, and they look at me. I said, but you're white. I said, no, I'm not white. I'm peach. So I'm not really white. So the bottom line is that, but the idea is that I'm curious to understand how Nigerians, when they hear of the country of Haiti, what is their reaction? What is their reference?
Haiti is a place that you just can't miss on the map of the world because there are phenomenal things that have happened, or people that have come out from that place, like Wyclef Jean. And Wyclef was one person that was able to speak a lot about his people in his music. You can barely see a song or a video where he did not try to let people relate with where he comes from. So I think that drew a lot of attention, international attention from my own perspective. So we know that it has an African descent. The same way we also know that Jamaican has an African descent. And when you look at some of our culture, from the food to mannerisms to how we address situations and issues, you can see that Africans have some particular things in common, that it's not too far related. Even as far as when you go to the United States and you meet a Black American, despite the fact that they have been there or they are born there and all they know is that culture, you can still see some trace of Africa in them. So, our DNA is very strong, and it's something that you really cannot hide, even if you want to.
No, obviously. Now you, I think one of the reasons that you won last year as a Father of the Year is how you spoke, because it was done with Facebook. But you have your charity work too. So tell us a little bit about the charity work that you are doing. And we've got a couple of pictures that we can show. But tell me how important that is to you and what you were able to accomplish.
My idea of success is when people push you up to the top, you have to throw down a rope and bring other people up to meet you. You don't just go to the top and sit down there comfortably. You get to the top and you throw a rope down so you can bring all the people that helped you up to get to where you are. As an actor, a well-known person in this side of the world, you cannot get to this position without the help of people. It's people that watch your movies, people that like your work. You know, every single person that likes your work adds to your portfolio, adds to your value. If I could use the word, your value. You know, so what better way can you give back to them? You know, I cannot go from door to door. The world population is about 7 billion people. You cannot go from door to door to help everybody, but you can help one person, and that one person can reach out to the next person. And with that networking, you can help a multitude of people. I am majorly concerned with schools, because a lot of schools here in Africa are not well equipped. You know, you can go to a school where the kids don't even have a blackboard, or, you know, they're wearing torn uniforms. Access to the school is bad. They don't have notebooks to learn with. They don't have exercise books, textbooks, all of that kind of thing, even chalks. You know, so I try to provide some of these materials for the kids. And I try to get myself involved in anything that has to do with cancer, you know, and as much as possible, apart from cancer, I try to also reach out to people in slums, you know, because they say the children are the future of tomorrow, which is very, very true. And if you grow children in the slums, there's something that I learned while growing up. There are three kinds of educations that you can have. There's the education from the school, there's the street education, and then there's the family education, you know. So the parents can do as much as they want to do, but the child will still be influenced from the streets. So from time to time, my friends and I, we are able to reach out to people in these areas, and apart from giving gift items to them, have a direct conversation with these people to make them know that you can actually get to any point in life without going into illegal things, you know, because I'm a proof. I mean, I'm arguably one of the best actors out of Africa, and that's with all humility. And I didn't get to this position by doing fraud, or money laundering, or drugs, or any of those things. It's pure hard work, dedication, focus, and God's grace. So when someone like me talks to kids and tell them my story of how I moved to a town, a big city of Lagos, and I was homeless, and how I barely had money to even feed myself, and how I had to sleep in my friend's car, you know, and how I had to trek long distance for auditions. And today they come and see how I'm living and see my achievements. It's something that they can look up to. You know, so these are the little ways I try to reach out when it comes to charity. But because of the pandemic, there's been a huge setback. I did a lot of giveaway during the pandemic, which I did not document because I mean, the world was passing through a lot that time, you know, and it's not a period where I need to start calling a photographer or someone to come take pictures. People needed help, and in my little way, I did some giveaway online. I had to also reach out to some neighborhoods and do some giveaway. But because of the restrictions, there's a limit to how I can reach out to people in this time, you know. But we're still making moves, and I'm still going to be working with some NGOs to try and reach out to as much people as possible.
So the good news is that our viewers will be able to come to the event June 20th and to see you in person. I'll be there too, but I don't think anybody wants to see me. But I think they will want to see you.
I want to see the Italian man with Haitian descent.
They call me the Haitian Caucasian. You know.
How's it pronounced? Is it Haiti?
Haiti. Well, the TV station is in Creole is IT.
Okay.
And the Creole spelling of the TV station is AYITI. That's how you spell Haiti in Creole, which is the original they were Indians on the island of Haiti at the time before the slaves arrived. And the Indians called their land Haiti, which means land of many mountains,
Yeah.
because it's an island with lots of mountains. So Haiti means land of mountains. So that's what the original of that word is. But in Miami, there's no mountains in Miami, unfortunately. It's all flat.
What I do.
It's all flat. But the event happening June 20th, where since you were last year's winner, you're going to be crowning the next winner, which could be me, because apparently I'm being honored this time around. Okay, that's nice. I appreciate that. But there's 10 important people that are being honored, and then you will be there. And so we'll have an opportunity to see you in the flesh, as they say. And I think that it's a wonderful thing. We hope to get members of the Nigerian community out too, because they know you very well. Do we have an idea the number, how many Nigerians live in Miami?
I haven't done my research in that, but I know Nigerians are everywhere in the world. So I'll do some publicity sometime this week. Try to reach out to my followers and see if they can come through. Because I know a number of people always reach out to me. They would like to see me when I'm in the States. So I've not traveled in the past 1 year plus. So my first trip out of Nigeria. So I'm actually looking forward to it.
Well, that's great. I'm looking forward to seeing you and meeting you. And I think our viewers will also want to be there. We only have 150 seats we're allowed to have because of the pandemic. They haven't opened it up to full capacity, but still, we want to make sure that everybody who wants to be there gets to be there. So I think it's going to be a great day, great evening, a great event. Anna does a great job. Anna has been around many years. This is the 30th coming up. For 30 years, she's been honoring fathers. And like we talked about earlier, fathers are an extremely important role. I mean, nobody can take what a mother can do. A mother does everything. But a father's role can be to make the difference between a young boy or a young girl to be a stable, to be a balancing situation. And I think that most of the young people who get into trouble in their lives, they're either missing a mother or definitely missing a father in their lives. And I think that that's why it is important that when someone makes a decision or happens to become a father, we need to educate them to tell them it's not a game. It's, it's you have to take it seriously. From the minute the baby is born, you need to bond with that baby, and you need to be there at every important step so that they know that this balancing foundation is there. It's like building a house. If you have a bad foundation on a house, a strong wind will knock it down. And I think that Anna needs to be honored for what she's been doing. And the fact that you're coming is very appreciated by me, by her, by everyone that understands the value and what it takes to come from Africa today, all the way from the other side of the world.
Well, I'm glad I was honored. I really appreciate everyone that contributed in crowning me Father of the Year. I don't know how deserving it is, because I know there are amazing fathers everywhere, and everyone deserves a crown as a father. But since one holding the crown, I'll be there to honor the person that will be honored, the father, this year. Yeah, and every father that has not been recognized, our love and light is with them.
Exactly. Now, is Anna sings? You have performed as a singer in the past. Have you done some singing yourself?
Terrible voice. I can't have a pass in the karaoke. I have a terrible voice, but I used to dance a long time ago.
Okay.
Over, well, I don't think I'm that good anymore with my dance skills. But like they say, a good dancer never gets old. So it's always
Exactly.
something. Yeah.
Exactly. Listen, it was great talking to you. I really appreciate it. I'm going to put this together. Well, first, let me just say goodbye to everybody. So thank you for being my guest today.
Sure.
Chers amis, c'était Ike Ogbonna, un acteur, un des plus grands acteurs africains. Et vous connaissez que vous connaissez monsieur parce que vous connaissez garder movie, film africain. So, monsieur, c'est un des plus grands acteurs. Lavini, le 20 juin, au gala de Anna. Suivez l'information de l'émission, ça pour plus d'informations. Time que vous avez patronné, aidez-nous, aidez-nous et soyez ça un succès. Il est bon pour venir chita avec nous pour enjoy une belle soirée. Ike, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you, and I definitely want to see some of your movies. I just told my audience, who are big fans of African movies, by the way. Haitians love African movies. You know, they're always
Producer.
they used to get the DVDs. I think now they go online and they get it. So I'm sure there are Haitians that are fans or didn't realize that you were the guy that they were watching. You know. So listen, thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in a few days in Miami.
God bless you, sir. You have a nice day.
Thank you. Mes amis, ça c'était Mozaik. On a parlé bientôt.